everybody, this is Hartford City Councilwoman Wildaliz Bermudez, and I wanted to share with you all the top 7 unreal City of Hartford budget outcomes. I have with me today my little itemized budget list for the City of Hartford because I like looking at this a lot. I've been spending a lot of time with this and I'm kind of like a nerd like that. But here is the top 7 list. Number 1 on the list is the result of the Hartford Police Department transfer. The Democrats, as you know, only pushed for a $1 million transfer from the Hartford Police Department, and Councilman Josh Michtom and I, we were trying to redirect 21% of the Hartford Police Department budget. Number 2 on the list. So the City of Hartford has this item called the Golf Enterprise, where the city pays over $240,000 a year to pay for the depreciation value of the golf course land. A little more information on the golf courses. So this is depreciation value on the land, also equipment. This is funds that we might be paying 50 years from now, $240,000 yearly. Right now, also on the golf courses, the city is about to lease $246,000 for golf cars. You know, we've asked in the past, well, do the golf courses make the city any money? And the answer is no, the golf courses do not make the city any money. In the past, they have cost the city up to $1.8 million. So just a little information on that point, and also the fact that there is a superintendent that manages the golf courses for the City of Hartford. Meanwhile, let's not forget, in many of our parks, all of our parks, we have been receiving concerns from people who, you know, they have little leagues and they want to be able to reserve the fields, and at this point they have not received any information from the Department of Public Works to be able to reserve the fields so that they can do social distancing practice and meetups for the youth. But beyond that, item number 3. So Councilman Josh Michtom and I, we allocated $400,000 so that it can be transferred from our capital improvement funds to go directly into early learning centers. Not sure if you knew this, but the State Department of Early Childhood has announced that there is going to be a shortage of over 40,000 slots for childcare, and so Hartford is going to be impacted by that as well. And so the least that we could do is add more funding for our child care centers, but the mayor said no to that proposal. Item number 4. Councilman Michtom and I, we also wanted to make sure that from the capital improvements, we moved around some money and we had more funds to the Department of Public Works, which time and time again has received very minimal resources. You know, we always say, hey, we need to maintain our parks better, we need to have more paving, more repairs that are done to our roads. Well, we can't have those if we don't put enough money to our Department of Public Works. And so, unfortunately, we were not able to get that passed. We could have had the support of our state delegates, which had said yes, that they would be able to support us with that if we took monies from the capital improvement funds, which, by the way, it's like the funds that go towards you know, school renovation projects, for instance, just so that you're a little bit more familiar with that. So what makes the other part of the list? Item number 5. The Democratic leadership did not negotiate with us, and it is very shameful because it is their role as Council President Mali Rosado and also Majority Leader Clark to negotiate with the rest of the people on council so that when we propose legislation, hear us out, have a real dialogue with us. That's what the community wants, and that's what we want to make sure that we continue to push for the voice of the community. Item number 6. So the city has this item called pay outside agencies, where the city spends up to $2 million paying outside agencies, and in past fiscal years they spent that much money. And in this fiscal year, this proposed fiscal year budget, the mayor wanted to increase that by $2 million. So the big question here is how much of that money is actually going to Hartford businesses, because we want to make sure that our monies stay in Hartford. So if you invest in Hartford, it stays in Hartford. And last but not least, item number 7 on this list. While we were going through this budget process, the mayor had an opportunity to meet with the Friends of Batterson Park. And During this year, Council unanimously approved their request to be able to become stewards of the park, to assist with, they would be creating their own fundraising mechanisms, and we would be able to help them and give them thumbs up and saying, look, if you're gonna do your own fundraising, go right ahead, you're good, we're good, and we would support you. Not to mention the fact that this Friends of Parks group was able to get buy-in from other towns, like Mayor Aaron Stewart from New Britain, who said, tell me when and I'll send my DPW crew out there. And now, here we have this beautiful park, this amenity that should be used by families and youth right now, especially amidst this pandemic, and the mayor has said no to that proposal, which is an absolute shame. I'm standing here today in Batterson Park, and it's beautiful, and it should be used. So just stay woke, people.